Hi, Facebook fans and family, friends and family. Welcome once again to my live video. This is Robert Harley coming to you from the great city of Vancouver, BC, or Surrey, BC. Just glad to have you guys on board. Welcome. Tonight we're going to continue with our series on how to change your life. We're going to talk about part 6 tonight, but to give you a quick recaps on the different topics that we have covered so far on this great series that we're doing. I just love this series. I'm gonna repeat it again in future videos, because I'm gonna continue doing these live videos even after my 30-day challenge is over. I'm gonna continue doing these videos, and I'm gonna repeat some of these videos that I've done, go over some of the material again, including this series. I love this series. I might even expand upon it the next time I go through it. So we're going to talk about let me just get a glass of water here. Thanks. We're going to talk about, just going to recap about the different steps that we've taken, that we've discussed so far. But before I get into that, let me just kind of ask you to do me 3 favors again. I've done this in every video. I just ask you to do just 3 things for me. 1 is just to like this video, 2, share it, and 3, just leave a comment in the comment box. Just let me know what you think of what I'm saying. If I've said something you think it's good, you agree with me, you disagree with me, just leave us some kind of comment, and that'll be greatly appreciated. That'll be appreciated if you just like it. The best form of feedback you can give me, just to like the video. Hi, Lindsay. Is the best form of feedback you can give me is to like the video and also to share them. So just a quick recap. First, the part 1, we said that we talk about get serious about. Hi, Lindsay. ready. ready. Yes, we can talk about part 6 tonight, but just do a quick recap. Part 1, we said get serious. We're talking about how to change your life. Get serious. Part 2, we talk about commit to change. We talk about commit to change. Nothing will change for you unless you change. Part 3, we talked about get smart. Always be, thanks Lindsay, always be in a state of learning. Always be in a state of learning. Never pass up an opportunity to learn. Part 4, we talk about, forgot what part 4 was now. Should have known off the cuff of my hand. Part 4, we talk about get going, become a person of action. And part 5, last night we talked about your attitude. Develop a winning attitude. And last night was really good. I enjoyed last night. So part 6 now, we're going to get into goal setting, or setting goals. Now there's lots I could talk about this, but because of time, I just want to get right into the meat of the matter and don't, for time's sake. So we're going to get right into it. We're going to talk about 10 reasons why we should set goals. 10 reasons why we should set goals. Number 1, we should set goals because they give us focus. Goals, when we have goals, they give us focus. Let me say this one thing before I even get into these 10 reasons. Let me kind of backtrack and say this one comment first. Goals are not goals unless they're on paper. If they're goals in your head, they're not goals. They have to be on paper. Until they're on paper, you can see them on paper. They're not goals, so they need to get out of your head and on paper. Put them on paper. So just want to throw that in. Goals are not qualified to be goals unless they're on paper. Take them out of here and onto a paper. Write them or type them out. So So the number one thing about why we should set goals or have goals on paper on paper is that goals give us focus. They help us to stay focused in this world that we're living in, especially with the technology that we have. It's so easy to get distracted and lose focus on what is it we want out of life and what is it we're aiming for, what we're going for. So goals help us to stay focused. And these 10 steps are in no particular order. They can change them around as I'm going through them. They're in no particular order. I just wrote them down as they come to my mind. As I was thinking about them and they come to my mind, I just wrote them down. So they're in no particular order. So secondly, the goal number 2, goals give us direction and a map. Goals give us direction and a map. You know, I heard someone compare to having goals as if, like, let's say you're going on vacation. You say, oh, I'm going on vacation. You say, well, where you going? I don't know. You know, you're going on vacation, but you don't know where you're going. So you're just going to go jump in the car, just drive, and not knowing where you're going. You need direction. You need a map. You need to know where you're going. So that's what goals do for you. Gives you direction and a map, something you can look at, and know where you're going and how to get there. Secondly, goals help us design a life versus just living life. Goals help us to design the kind of life we want for ourselves and for our family versus just living life. Too many people, including myself sometimes, just live life. We're just living. We're just so busy working and just making a living. We're not living a designed life, a life that we design by purpose. And goals help us to do that. Help us to design a life versus just living life. 4, goals help us keep motivated. Goals keeps us motivated. Sometimes we need something to keep us motivated because it's so easy to lose our motivation. And I talked about motivation before in one of my live videos. I talk about how to stay motivated. If you want to go back and look at that one, how to stay motivated. One of the ways to stay motivated is to have goals. It keeps you motivated. Number 5. Goals help pull us through difficult, hard, challenging times. I'll say that again. Goals helps pull us through difficult, hard, challenging time, and we all will have those things. We all will have hard, difficult, challenging times that we go through. And goals, when you have goals, that's something you're aiming at, something you want to accomplish. When you hit those hard, difficult times, your goals will help pull you through those times, help pull you through, because you're looking past the difficult times you're in to your you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak, and it help you pull you through the difficult times. Number 6, goals cause us to stretch and to grow. Goals causes us to stretch and to grow, or help us to stretch and to grow, and that's part of life. We always want to be stretched and growing and developing ourselves, and goals help us that. I know. I think it's Jim Rohn. If you've seen any of my videos, I quote Jim Rohn a lot. I consider Jim Rohn to be like a mentor to me, although he's passed away. I watch his videos a lot, and but I think in Jim Rohn's one of his video, he said that one of his mentor challenged him by saying this. He said, how did he say it? He said, set goals not so much to accomplish the goals, but for the person that you will become as a result of pursuing those goals. See, the goals help you to become something other than what you currently are right now, and they help you become something or someone better. I don't know if I quoted him right, what he's trying to say, but I like that quote. Anyways, so goals causes us to stretch and to grow. Number 7, goals help us to become better, stronger, and wiser than we are. Goals help us to become better, stronger, and wiser than we are. Number 8, goals help us to be clear about what we want out of life. So goals give us clarity. It gives us clarity, right? Sometimes you're confused about, sometimes we can be confused about what is it we want, and we can be vague and general about what we want. But goals help give us clarity in what is it we want out of life. So help us to be clear about what is it we want. Number 9, goals help us fulfill our purpose and potential. Goals help us to fulfill our purpose and potential. Again, purpose and potential is one of the subject I spoke about in one of my live videos a few videos ago. I don't know when, but again, if you can go back and find that video where I talk about purpose and potential, it's worth reviewing. And number 10, goals give us a sense of satisfaction when we accomplish them. It gives us a sense of satisfaction that we have accomplished something good, something that we have aimed at, we strive for, we work towards, and we accomplish it, and just give us a sense of you feel good about yourself. So, if you want to feel good about yourself, have goals and pursue them, accomplish them. And goals give us a sense of satisfaction when we accomplish them. Now, let's talk about goals. All goals should have 3 components. We're talking about the 3 components of all goals. No matter what your goals are, they should have these 3 components in them. Number 1, they must be inspiring. Your goals must inspire you. Must be inspiring. Number 2, they must be believable. Must be believable. You must believe that you can accomplish them, that they can achieve them. So they must be believable. And number 3, they must cause you to stir you into action. They must cause you to take action, and act on them. So kind of stir you to action, take action. So those 3 components, all goals should have. They should inspire you, they should be believable, and they must stir you to take action. When your goals inspire you, when you believe and act on them, you will accomplish them. I'll say that again. When your goals inspire you, when you believe and act on them, you will accomplish them. Okay, so we're going to go into now how to set goals. I don't know if any of you are familiar with the acronym or the SMART goal setting. SMART, S-M-A-R-T, SMART, and each letter in the word SMART represents something about how to set goals and how you should set the goals. Just like the word KISS, KISS means keep it simple, stupid. Well, SMART stands for something too. Okay, SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time sensitive. The word SMART, S-M-A-R-T. Specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, time sensitive. So we're going to go through each one of these ones, and again, I'm just going to touch on them. You can spend, I can spend doing a separate series just on this alone, and speak on one each night, one per night if I want to. But we're just going to touch on them. So the first one is your goals. When you're setting goals, they must be specific. Remember the SMART, the first letter in the word SMART, S. They must be specific. Don't be vague. Know exactly what is it you want. You can't be vague. You just can't say, oh, I want to make you say, I want to make $1 million. That's kind of vague, right? You need to be more specific than that. Because everybody, oh, you should say, oh, I want to make lots of money. Let's say, that's the way to move it. That's more. Let's say, I want to make lots of money. Yeah, that's right, Lindsay. Specific, measurable, attainable, reasonable, timely. That's right. Yes, you got that. Thanks, Lindsay. So you know that you know what the SMART acronym, right? I'm glad. So don't be vague. Try to be as specific as you can when you're setting goals. 2, they must be measurable. Measurable. Measurable means you quantify your goals. Know when you. How would you know when you achieve it or not? How would you know if you've achieved your goals or not? So it must be measurable. You must say, I want to make. Let's say, go back to that example. I want to make $1 million. Okay, well, if you want to make $1 million, how? How do you make $1 million, right? How? I mean, how soon or when? I should say when or how soon, right? So you give yourself a timeline of when you want to make that, when you want to accomplish that, right? So you have to be measurable, something you can measure out and put. Again, I wish I could spend more time on these ones, but maybe I might do a separate series just on this alone. What do you think, Lindsay? Do a separate series just on goal setting and talk about these in more specific, in more detail. Maybe I'll do that. Anyway, third thing is A. A stands for attainable. Attainable. Be honest with yourself about what you can reasonably accomplish at this point in your life while taking into consideration your current responsibilities. I'll say it again. Be honest with yourself about what you can reasonably accomplish at this point in your life while taking into consideration your current responsibilities. So they have to be attainable. That statement also leads us to the second one, to the R in the words, to the R. R stands for realistic or reasonable, as Lindsay have there, reasonable or realistic. It got to be doable, real, and practical. Your goals have to be doable, real, and practical. So be realistic about what is it you want to accomplish. Be realistic. If you can't just say, if you want to lose weight, for example, you want to lose weight. You can't say, I want to lose 30 pounds in one day. That's not realistic, right? You can't lose 30 pounds in one day, right? You got to be more realistic than that. Let's say 1 week or even 1 month. Well, maybe 1 month you can lose 30 pounds, but let's say 1 week. So you have to be more reasonable than that and more realistic, right? So, so be realistic about your goals. And then the last one, the T stands for time sensitive. Time sensitive. Always put a time when you want. Okay, you're realistic better than reasonable. Okay, thanks, Lucy. There must be time sensitive. Okay, always have a time attached to it, attached to your goal. When, always have to have an end in mind. It's just like going on vacation. When you're gonna go on a trip, right? When you're gonna arrive at your destination. The same thing with this, with setting goals. When you're planning on arriving at your destination, you can't just go jump in a car or on a plane and not have a time of arrival planned ahead of time. I'm gonna drive from here. Well, I live in Canada, so let's say I'm gonna drive from here to Alberta. Alberta is for those of you who don't know, I live in BC, Canada, British Columbia, Canada. the province that I live in. But the next province next door to us, our neighboring British Columbia, is Alberta. So let's say I'm going to drive from British Columbia to Alberta. I have to have an estimated time of arrival when I'm going to arrive there, right? I can't just jump in the car and start driving and then, and not have an estimated time. So the same thing with goals. When you're pursuing your goals, you must have an estimated time of when you're going to accomplish it. So that's why you need to be time sensitive. You need to know when you're expecting to accomplish this goal, and that brings us to one of the reasons why you set goal, because you need to stay focused. It helps you to stay focused on what you want. Yeah. Oh, I said that because the unreasonable man changes the world. The unreasonable man changes the world. Yeah. Good one, Lindsay. I like that statement. Thank you. Anyways, that's it. That's it. That's it. All I'm going to do. Again, I didn't want to go into too much detail about these ones. I just want to touch on them, like giving you a bird's eye view or the tip of the iceberg, so to speak, on how to set goals and how to use the acronyms SMART to set your goals. The goals must be specific. They must be reasonable, measurable. They must be attainable. They must be realistic, and they must be time sensitive. So maybe I will do a separate series just on this alone. The time I take it, I'm going to more in depth on each one, on each of these. Maybe I'll do a separate series. Hi, Mark. Is that Mark? Is someone liking the videos? I don't remember. I don't see who it is. It's not showing up here. Thanks, Lindsay. So that's going to be it for tonight. This is the end of part 6. Goal setting. Again, if you missed the video, Mark. Yeah, Mark. Hi, it's Mark. Thanks, Mark. Thanks for joining us. You probably get the ending of the video, so you can maybe want to watch the replay and see what we talk about goal setting. But I'm gonna end it here for tonight, and we're gonna do one more tomorrow in the series. We're gonna do one more in the series tomorrow night. This time I'll tell you what we're gonna talk about. Tomorrow night we're gonna talk about mentor and coach. If you want to change your life, and I'm including myself in this one. Well, I include myself in all of them because I'm teaching these things, and I myself need to apply these in my own personal life, to be honest with you guys. But tomorrow we're going to talk about mentorship, how to change your life. You need to have mentors and coaches. I don't know, not coaches to sit on, but coaches, people to help teach you and train you and motivate you, inspire you, and walk alongside with you. And so tomorrow we're going to talk about that, and that's also another key element in how to change your life for the better, is having a mentor, someone you look up to, someone you respect, and someone whose life you want to your life to be like theirs life. They have what you want, and you want to follow their life because you want to get the result that they're getting in whatever aspect of their life, maybe in the business or in their personal life or in their family life, their marriage and stuff. They have a good marriage. You want to have a marriage just like their marriage, something like that. So we all need mentors, and that's part of the key element of changing your life. And see the series and how to change your life. So having a mentor is one of the ways of doing that. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. Okay, and again, I'm asking you guys to like, share, and comment. Mentors and coaches, yeah, that's right, Mark. Mentor and coaches, yeah. So that's what we'll talk about tomorrow. I don't know if that's gonna be the final steps or parts for the series or not. I'll see, but we'll talk about tomorrow. Until then, again, thanks Lindsay, thanks Mark, thanks Belisha. Hi, Belisha. Thank you for coming on my live. You guys came on at the end of the live because I just went over how to set goals or goal setting, so you guys can watch the replay. But thanks for joining, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, and we'll continue this series of how to change your life. And we talk about mentors. Until then, God bless you. I love you, and have a good night, everyone.